a proud member of United Campus Workers, Communication Workers of America, and a member of Concerned Citizens for Justice. And I'd just like to say to you all, like, you all would not be doing this good work if you didn't love that place. Like, the work that you're doing is making it better, and we're here with you, whatever we can do. Mike, I have a question for you. Like, I wonder how much you've been watching the UAW campaign in Canton, Mississippi, with the Nissan workers, and if you have thoughts about how that strategy might influence what we're trying to build here in Chattanooga.
I haven't really gotten down to Canton much. I mean, I've read about it. It's a different workplace. I mean, you're talking a workplace that's 80% African American now. Different employer, an employer who's actively engaged in breaking labor law and saying that, hey, that's just the consequences. So it's a very different situation, but I do, from the conversations I've had with my buddy, the union buster, you know, there's a fear that if folks, you know, they're pushing a campaign, they're pushing it very hard in Canton, Mississippi, and if folks at Volkswagen win, get a good contract, things look good, and the folks at Canton, Mississippi are going to say, well, we want what they got, you know, and I think they're scared of that. And I think they're also scared. I mean, what Bob King is doing is interesting, clever. You know, the unions, you know, they're also looking at Vance, Alabama, where there's a Mercedes plant. All of these transnational companies that come to the South and are non-union have to deal with a lot of unions overseas. And they're trying very, very hard to get workers to leverage that. I think that few unions as powerful as IG Metall, the German union that represents Volkswagen workers. I mean, they have a lot of juice. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what's going on there, but I do think if there's a victory here, it's going to really create a sense of momentum. And I don't know. I mean, you know Chattanooga better. I mean, what about other plants in town? Do you guys create momentum?
I think it'll create momentum, and I know that's what scares a lot of them to death. And really, you say, you know, they might make a little more money. Maybe some of them might live longer. That's some of the side benefits of having a union, is that we have a safer workplace, which drives down workers' comp rates, which are, workers' comps are really not going to amount to anything much here in the next year. But it creates a safer workplace. It helps us to get older, and if we can organize these places, then we can no longer have to depend on the government. It's a win-win. Except for the one fact the economist made at the town hall, or the one statement that was a fact. All our employment laws are based on servitude, master and slave. And everybody laughed when he said that, but that's the truth. They're all written that way. They haven't changed. So I go back to what I said before. We'll only get what we're strong enough to take.
What do you think about that Amazon warehouse across the street?
Not much. I think the people who have made the most money on the Amazon warehouses are the temporary agencies that are staffing. That's the people who got in line at the right time and who made money. I don't begrudge people making money. I'm glad people make money. If money's in circulation, however, if you're one of the wealthiest, the more money's in circulation, the less it's worth. We have to recognize we don't all handle money the same way. I have to go to the grocery store. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't ever think about that stuff. So I think we have to look at all those different things.
I would like to respond real quick. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I want to make sure that everybody knows about a story from Mississippi just a little over a month ago, that in their organizing efforts, UAW had invited a delegation of the National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa to come in and show support, see what's going on, and talk with the workers in the effort. And so they came. There were about 6 people, members of the delegation, that came out, and they sat and they talked to workers and they heard the stories, and they listened and talked about the conditions and the union effort, and then they released a statement. This was only about a month ago, in which they said that they were appalled and disgusted at the conditions that these workers were being subjected to. These are workers that have, I mean, they've lived through apartheid. They've lived through struggle. And they are saying that they have never seen the level of anti-worker hostility. And so much so that they want to have our next, the next international conference for auto workers to be in either Mississippi or Tennessee to help draw attention to the plight of workers in the South. Something that we all need to know.